Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Small School District Association Virtual College Fair, and thank you for being here. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button at any point to type your questions to our panelists. Your camera and microphone are both off, so they cannot see or hear you. This is just one of many different sessions being offered, so be sure to sign up for more. And this presentation is being recorded and will be available in about a week at triscan.com/SSDA. Thank you, and I would love to turn it over to our first panelist from DigiPen Institute of Technology.
All right, hello everybody. Welcome. I'm just getting my screen share up. Are you able to see that now? Does it say what is DigiPen? Hopefully so. All right, my name is Adele Karim and I'm here from DigiPen Institute of Technology in Redmond, Washington. If you're wondering what DigiPen is, I know our name is a little unusual for a college, but we've actually been around for a long time. We've been around since 1988. We're a private four-year college. Our school was started by a co-founder of Nintendo Software Technology. So DigiPen started as a place to provide training for people who are interested in learning about game development, and we now have 4 areas of expertise. They are computer science, digital art and animation, game design and development, and music and sound design. DigiPen is located in Redmond, as I mentioned, so it's just outside Seattle. So it's great because you're in a little bit more of like a suburban location. It's a little bit quieter and relaxed, but you're close to a really large city with a good tech economy and good opportunities for working in game studios or tech companies, either for internships or after graduation. We're the first school in the world to offer a bachelor's degree in video game programming. We have 8 undergraduate programs, and I'll go through that in just a minute. Our average class size is 20. Our graduates are credited on more than 1,500 commercial video games. And if you go to our website, there's a tab that says Alumni Success. And if you look at that, you can look at all of the different games that people have worked on and different companies people have gone on to work for from our school. We've ranked as a top 5 video game design school by the Princeton Review for the last 10 years. And our students win a lot of awards and festival selections for their game projects and also animation projects. Students at DigiPen start in their degree program in their first year. Instead of waiting for a while to declare a major, you apply directly to a degree program. And the result is that by the time you graduate, you have a good portfolio, often of 3 to 4 professional quality samples of your work. And so that's how our students are able to be so successful in competing with their projects. These are our degree programs at DigiPen. I'm just going to go through the undergrad ones since we have a pretty short amount of time here. We have a BS in computer science, a BS in computer science and machine learning, if you are interested in working with data analysis or artificial intelligence. With game design and development, we have a BA in game design, and the focus of that program is specifically design. We also have a BS in computer science and game design. That program is first and foremost a computer science program, but you do take some game design courses in it. And then we have a BS in computer science in real-time interactive simulation. We call that RTIS for short, and that is our flagship game development degree. That's a great program if you really like computer science, programming, math, physics, and students in that program learn how to make their own game engines as part of their curriculum. For digital art and animation, we have a BFA program. You start with, in your first year, a lot of traditional art, so drawing, painting, and sculpture. And then it moves on to 2D and 3D digital art, and then into animation. And for music and audio, we have a BA in music and sound design. That's for people with music experience, and it includes music theory, composition, and also sound design, sound effect creation. And then we have a BS in computer science and digital audio, and that's primarily computer science, but you work a lot on programming for audio specifically. Our academic approach is a combination of knowledge and theory, academic fundamentals, and really getting a strong basis early, and then project-based learning. So students do projects from their very first year, but particularly in their 3rd and 4th year, they have project classes. So they work with teams on interdisciplinary projects where everything is completely student created. If you're preparing to apply to DigiPen for our BS programs, we look for a focus on math, science, and problem-solving skills. Pre-calculus is required for several of our computer science programs, with the exception of computer science and game design. For our game design program, the BA in game design, there is a portfolio requirement for that. So check that out on our website. It involves writing 3 essays about 3 things you've designed. And it can be a game, but it can also be something else. And for our BFA, we're looking for a strong foundation in drawing from observation. So just keep your sketchbook with you and keep drawing from observation rather than drawing from photos or drawing from things that are already flat. And then for music and sound design, there is a portfolio requirement as well, just demonstrating proficiency in music. So, okay, I wrapped up a little bit early, but this is our contact information. We have a lot of great events online that can give you a lot more detail on our academic programs. If you go to our website, digipen.edu, there's a tab that says Visit Us, and from there you can navigate to all of our online events. And we have a lot of events that are specific to different degree programs, and then we have other general admissions events and events involving current students and faculty. All right, thank you.
Thank you so much, Adele. Next up, we have Eastern Washington University.
Right on, thank you. My name is Kareem. I'm the transfer advisor and advisor for students in California, but I'm gonna be presenting here a little bit about Eastern, and hopefully it'll give you, kind of a better understanding of who we are and how you might see yourself at Eastern. So let me share my screen real quick. Also, I got my homie Colton in the background. He's just back there, so shout out to Colton. What's up? All right, cool, we're here. So right now, what we're looking at is our EW lookbook. Eastern Washington University, we're located in Cheney, Washington. We're a mid-sized university with around 12,000 students. We have lots of really fun traditions at our school, including Division I athletics. And we also have really amazing academics and lots of really great programs. But you could see here, with this, our school is really popular for our red turf football field. So yeah, we're hoping that you can kind of come visit us, check us out, and also, eventually end up, applying and enrolling at Eastern and seeing what we're all about. Our application right now for fall 21 is still open. You missed our priority deadline, but that doesn't matter because we accept applications all year round. So if you're still interested in applying for fall 2021, all you gotta do is submit the application. Colton's gonna drop that in the link in the messaging or in the chat, and then yeah, all we need is like your high school transcript and the application itself. But yeah, Eastern, we're a very affordable school. Many students graduate, from Eastern with jobs related to their major. They're debt-free. And a lot of students also receive a lot of financial aid and some type of professional experience. Here's a fun photo of a little robot in our robotics program. So if you're interested in robotics, we have that. But yeah, I'm just gonna kind of walk you through what our campus looks like. And here in this photo right here, we have students actually in the field doing research at the Turnbull Wildlife Refuge, which is about 20 minutes away from our campus. It's a great place to go on a walk. It's also a great place to do research. I like going out there and going on walks and just getting that nice fresh air. At our school, students get lots of hands-on experience. So you could see here students actually working in our mechanical engineering labs and using robotic arms. Actually, students this year in our electrical engineering applied got a grant and were able to create different types of sorting machines at home, like during the pandemic in their garage. So lots of opportunities to create, to innovate, and to do a lot of research. So Eastern Washington University, as I mentioned, we're the most affordable public university in Washington State. So just wanted to highlight that again. We have lots of really great programs. Our music program is really awesome. If you're not wanting to major in music, but you still want to continue playing your instrument, there's lots of different ways to get involved with, any one of our ensembles, including orchestra, jazz, choir, whatever it is. If you want to just like take one class at a time, but you're majoring in something like, engineering and want to take some music classes, you could totally do that and still continue with your music skills. So some of our top 5 majors are business, biology, computer science, psychology, and engineering. Other popular programs on our campus include theater, arts, audio engineering, criminal justice, forensic science. We have more than 60 areas of study. Some of those are online, some of those are in person. But yeah, there's lots of different ways for you to learn at Eastern. Like I mentioned, we have Division I athletics at our school. So it's a huge tradition. There's lots of energy. Going to Eastern is like really fun, and a lot of students just really enjoy the campus life, the campus culture, and really getting to connect with other students. I mean, it's a huge part of going to college is connecting with new friends and things like that. And sports is a great way. Going to any of the sports games is a great way to make that happen. We also have other types of student clubs and organizations you could join. One of my favorite things on campus is like the gym, the recreational center, all of the different types of facilities that students can use, the rock climbing wall, the ice rink. Some of my other spots that I really like to hang out at are Panda Express, Einstein Bagels. Those are kind of like my fun spots that I like to go to because that's just where I like to eat. And we have all types of diversity on campus. We have a super, super diverse campus with lots of resources and cultural centers, and campus safety is super, super important to us. You can definitely learn more about that on our website. But like I said, we're a mid-sized university with around 12,000 students, and lots of different places to live on campus, lots of places to work. So if you're a student who wants to work, check out our employment center and, see if you can get a job with them on campus. But yeah, we're right next to Spokane. And yeah, when you're ready to apply, go ahead and check us out. Also reach out if you have any questions, but thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Kareem. Next up, we have Gonzaga University.
Hey everyone, my name is Eli with Gonzaga University. I am an admission counselor. Let me just make sure that gets up there. I'm an admission counselor. I primarily work with students in the Colorado, Wyoming areas, but I do work with students all over the country. Gonzaga is located in Spokane, Washington, so just north of Cheney and Eastern. We are a mid-sized university, a Catholic Jesuit liberal arts college. I'll get a little bit more into that here in a minute. But where we are located, so we are in Spokane, Washington, the second biggest city in the state of Washington, just near the Washington-Idaho border. As you can see, we're around a 10-15 minute walk to downtown Spokane right over here. One of the biggest things our students like to do, there's 5 different ski and snowboard areas within 90 miles of Spokane, as well as a few state parks. And the food scene in Spokane is really good too. I'm not a foodie, but my coworkers talk about it pretty much nonstop. So it's a great scene for that. So what does Gonzaga look like at a glance? One, there's a lot of things we are really proud about here at Gonzaga, but I think numbers can be an easy way to show that. We're top 5% in the nation for undergraduate teaching. So our professors are here to teach, not to just do research on their own and have their back to the class. Our retention rate, meaning if you come to Gonzaga your first semester, you're going to be back for your second. That's 92% of our students do that. And 80% of our students are going to graduate in 4 years. We have about 5,300 undergraduate students. So I would say we're a small to medium sized university with a large school spirit. Even though we are a Catholic university, we have 24 different faiths on campus. So whatever your faith is, or whatever, even if you don't have a faith, we want you to be the best you possible and provide resources for that as well. We have nearly all 50 states represented, as well as 40 different countries, and our average class size is 22. So your professors, whether you like it or not, whether you're tired on a Monday and don't want to go to class, they're going to know your name, and you might have to face them afterwards, but they are very accessible. So I think that's important to note. Some of the academic programs we have 5 different college schools within the university. We have our College of Arts and Sciences, which is everything from English, history, to our natural sciences, biology, chemistry, as well as our social sciences like psychology and sociology as well. Next, we have our School of Business Administration. So that houses 2 of our majors, business administration, where you can go into something like finance, entrepreneurship, marketing, human resources, or accounting. But our accounting program is actually top 30 in the nation, and our accountants do a very good job of passing their board exam after they're able to take it. Our School of Education houses our teaching majors as well as kinesiology and sports management. Our sports management students are able to intern with a variety of organizations, whether that's Hoop Fest or which is a large 3-on-3 tournament in Spokane, or the local semi-pro sports teams. Our School of Engineering and Applied Sciences, this is a direct entry program, meaning you would apply for entry directly out of high school. That and nursing are our only 2 programs in which you have to get in out of high school. The rest, once you're at the university, you get to choose what you study. Our School of Nursing and Human Physiology. Nursing, our nurses do very well after they graduate, both in their career and on their board exams. And our human physiology students, a lot of them are pre-med or pre-physical therapy. So a lot of our health science students decide to do human physiology. We have a ton of resources on campus. You can see this is our John J. Hemmingson Center, that big building in the back. That houses everything from our Multicultural Education Center to our LGBTQ+ Center, as well as student academic advising, health and counseling, and mission and ministry, if that is something that you would like to get a little bit deeper in. Our community is very involved. 83% of our students come from 200 miles away. So students tend to stay on campus for the weekend. They don't go home every weekend. So that community has a chance to build over the weekend as well. We have over 130 clubs and organizations and 800 student leadership positions as well. We offer 20 retreats, and 60% of our students are going to participate in intramurals. My favorite being inner tube basketball. You sit in inner tubes, splash each other, and try to make baskets. It's a lot of fun. So how can you be a ZAG? We have 1 application deadline, so that's December 1st. We are on the Common App, so it can be a little bit easier to apply that way. Like I said, direct admission into nursing and engineering programs. And we don't actually require a certain GPA or test score. This is our middle 50%, but I will say it's worth noting that we are test optional. So if you don't feel that your test scores represent you as a student, feel free not to send those in. We would look more at your GPA and course rigor, things like that. If you do fall below the 3.2 GPA or those test scores are at or below this number, we recommend an admission interview. It's not like Andy interviewing Dwight to get into Cornell in the office. It's more of a conversation to speak to anything that your application may not say. Of course, financial aid is a very big part of school. So 99% of our students receive financial aid of some sort, and that average package is around $30,000. We do ask that you file your FAFSA by December 1st, and we also have application-based scholarships that are due by January 1st to help you figure out how to pay for school. And I think I might be done a little early, so I will go ahead and stop my share. But if you have any questions, please feel free to throw those in the chat or in the Q&A section.
Thank you so much, Eli. Next up, we have Washington State University.
Excellent. Hello, everyone. My name is Randy, and I am with Washington State University, specifically with our Pullman campus. So that's a nice little shot there of campus for you. It is important to note that we do have campuses throughout the state of Washington, but Pullman is the one we will be focusing on today, as that is our flagship school. It's also where a majority of our students are located, but opportunities throughout the state. Living in Pullman is definitely a unique location because we are in Eastern Washington. We're about an hour and a half, 2 hours from Spokane. When school is in session, there's only about 34,000 people in the city of Pullman, with our students actually making up over 2/3 of the population. So we are a true college town, one of the last ones kind of remaining in the country. Total undergraduates on our campus were around 17,500 students. If you include our students who are working on master's and professional programs, then we're just under 20,000. So especially depending on the time of year you're visiting Pullman, you may see that population of about 34,000, or you may see a population of about 14 to 15,000, especially over the summer when our students return home for summer vacation. You're going to see a dip in that population. To break those numbers down a little bit further, we usually have between 3,500 to 4,000 freshmen or so every year, with about 1,000 transfer students. Now, even though we do have a large class size and large population on our campus, our student to faculty ratio is 16:1. So we still keep our class sizes relatively small. 79% of our classes actually have 50 or fewer students. Breaking that down even further, 59% of our classes actually have 30 or fewer students. So you really do become a part of the Cougar family, being that we are in a rural location. Our students come to campus, they stay on campus, they really do become a part of the Cougar family. With that being said, students really seek out WSU for that college experience. We have actually over 400 student clubs and organizations. So if you can think of it, we probably have a student club for that. Whether it's the Raptor Club, where they work with injured birds of prey, to the Companion Animal Club, which works with the humane societies on campus, to the Peanut Butter and Jelly Club, that literally hands out free peanut butter and jelly sandwiches at least one Wednesday a month, to the Student Entertainment Board, which hosts concerts and movies and different entertainment opportunities on campus for students. We have student government. We have culturally based clubs and organizations, fraternities and sororities. We're also a Division I Pac-12 school. So there's literally always something going on campus, very easy to get involved. And if we don't have a club you're looking for, all it takes is you and a few friends, and you can actually start your own club on campus and receive funding for that. We are a Tier 1 R1 research institution, as well as a land-grant research institution. So actually, when we were founded, we were Washington State Agricultural College before becoming what we're now known as Washington State University. With over 200 fields of study, there is a lot to choose from. And with those research opportunities and having more undergrads and graduate students, our students really do get involved in their classroom, build that resume while they're going to school, so they are employable when they graduate. Just a few notable programs range from organic agriculture. We were actually the first school in the country to offer a degree in organic agriculture. We actually have an organic farm on campus. We have the Carson College of Business for accounting and finance, hospitality business management. We actually have a degree in wine and beverage business management that pairs well with our viticulture and enology program, which is actually the degree of growing of grapes and making of wine. To the Edward R. Murrow College of Communication, where we have journalism to broadcast. Our students have their own production studio, to their own newspaper on campus. The Boylan College of Architecture and Engineering, lots of opportunities there, from mechanical, electrical, computer, civil, software, all sorts of engineering opportunities, to one of the top College of Veterinary Medicines in the country. So we do have a teaching hospital on campus. We educate the most nurses in the state of Washington, and the list goes on. So lots of opportunities there for our students. As when it comes to applying and becoming a Coug, our application for fall 2021 is still open, but for those of you who may be juniors or sophomores, that will open for the fall 2022 and beyond. We usually try to get our application online in August or early September of your senior year. We are no longer requiring test scores, so our application is very straightforward. Fill out the application online and send us your high school transcript. We will be looking at your strengths of coursework, average GPA, grade trends, things of that nature. And January 31st is our priority date to apply by. Our average GPA has been around a 3.48 on the unweighted 4.0 scale. But if you have maintained a 3.6 or higher cumulative GPA, again on that unweighted 4.0 scale, you will be assured admission to WSU. So once we get that application transcript, we'll send over that acceptance letter. Of course, when it comes to paying for college, you're going to make sure you're filling out that financial aid application that best fits you. So for many, it probably is going to be that free application for federal student aid. Our priority date for that is also going to be January 31st, and we have one general university scholarship also due January 31st. We offer scholarships for both our in-state and out-of-state students to help offset some of those costs. If you have any questions, definitely reach out. We are happy to help. You can find admissions counselors like myself at WSU by visiting rep.wsu.edu. We'll turn it over to the next one.
Awesome. Thank you, Randy. Before we move on, folks, I do want to continue to encourage y'all to use the Q&A feature to ask your questions. I know a couple of questions have filtered in. Our panelists are more than happy to answer those questions. And also they are plugging in their contact information into the chat. So be sure to follow up with them if you have any other questions outside of this presentation. With that being said, I'll turn it over to Western Washington University.
Hello and good morning. Thank you so much for hosting Western Washington University in this virtual college fair. My name is Tina Castillo. I use she, her pronouns, and I am one of the admissions counselors at Western Washington University. I work specifically with our local students here in Whatcom County, as well as Skagit County, and then I do work with students out of state in Colorado and Arizona. So I'm excited to be presenting to you all today. I'm going to share my screen and pull up a presentation here. Just one moment. All right, so hopefully you all can see my screen. This is a wonderful shot of campus looking east up into the North Cascades. That's wonderful Mount Baker ski area right there in the distance, followed by the North Cascades. We are right on the coast, so we sit on beautiful Bellingham Bay. We have the charming sort of features of a coastal town as far as quaint coffee shops, lots of places to study along the water, lots of different antique shops, restaurants, etc. But we're not a sleepy college town at all. We're definitely a vibrant community here in Bellingham. We are about an hour and a half north of Seattle, so we are close to the Canadian border. We're actually closer to Vancouver, Canada than we are to Seattle, Washington, which is pretty unique. So right in between these two major cities, Bellingham has a population of over 90,000 residents, and that's without Western students. Downtown Bellingham is only walking distance from campus, which is really neat because downtown definitely has a lot of really great local small businesses and restaurants. One of the more popular ones right now is the new cat cafe, where you can go and get your latte and pet cats that are up for adoption. One of my favorite places is Cafe Roomba, which is a Peruvian sandwich shop. We also have a lot of different fine and performing arts venues there. We have an independent theater, and of course we have Mount Baker Theater if you want to come listen to our symphony orchestra or other ballet and performing events. I love downtown. It's such a wonderful place to be, and I love that it is so close to campus. The two are very much connected. So Western Washington University is a medium-sized university. I like to describe it as really offering the best of both worlds, offering the benefits of a smaller private college, and you see that reflected in our average class size, as well as the majority of classes being taught by faculty and not graduate assistants. We do enjoy a really high retention rate in bringing back our students after their first year. And you'll also see that the majority of our students are undergraduates. So we are considered an undergraduate teaching first institution, which means that our faculty go through a robust hiring system to make sure that not only are they professionals and knowledgeable in their craft and research, but that they have a passion and a skill to teach our undergraduate students. So you really get a transformative and rich academic education experience at Western Washington University, and I'll talk about that a little bit more here. One of the ways that we have been recognized with providing an outstanding academic experience to our students is that we rank 7th out of more than 600 institutions for our graduates who go on to earn research doctorates. So again, that's that focus on an undergraduate first institution where our students really get experience to work side by side with faculty, doing undergraduate research, doing internships, getting job opportunities, volunteering in our community, and they're adding to their resume while they're enrolled at Western, so they're able to go on to graduate study or to get a competitive high-paying job in the job market that's continually growing and ever-changing. I also really love highlighting that many of our students go on to join the Peace Corps after graduating from Western. We definitely attract students who have a commitment to social justice, to community service, and really want to make positive change in the world after graduating. Just gonna pause here just to check on the chat. I think we're doing okay. We've also been recognized for being a great value in education with our cost of attendance, which I'll talk about in a minute here, but also the academic education we're able to provide to our students. So with that, Western offers over 175 different academic majors to choose from. We organize them through our 7 colleges or schools on our campus. Our first school was our Woodring College of Education. So if you're a student in the state of Washington, there's a really good chance that one of your teachers is a Western alumni. So that continues to be a popular program. We also have one of the oldest environmental colleges in the country with our Huxley College of the Environment, if you're interested in studying environmental sciences like ecology, or if you're more on the environmental studies side and want to study sustainability or urban planning and design. But you do see our popular majors here listed on the left side of this slide. If you're interested in pre-med, pre-pharmacy, pre-occupational therapy, pre-law, we do offer those as professional pathways. Our business program is also very popular, with each quarter hosting internship and career fairs on our campus. Psychology is also a very popular program. It's a bachelor's of science, so a lot of students are able to go into research labs and work with faculty there. Just some images here showing our students in action doing undergraduate research. We have Dr. Melissa Rice, who's a physics and geology professor, working on the Mars landing project, which is really neat because she gets to include her students with that. We also have one of our professors who's working on research for Huntington's disease. Our industrial design is an award-winning program, and students there are right now studying how to recycle, recycling potential of ocean plastics. So we get a lot of students interested in environmental sustainability and conservation, and lots of student clubs associated with that as well. Our honors program is a great option for our students. It's very competitive and nationally recognized. This requires a separate application, but a lot of students describe it as attending a private college within a larger institution, and so really getting both of the benefits of a small private school and a larger university. With 16,000 students, each incoming class for our freshmen is just over 3,000 students. So we really encourage students to reach out and find and create their community at Western. Living on campus is optional for our first year students, but about 90% of students do choose to do so. We have 16 residence halls and a brand new resident hall this year. So a housing application is required to live on campus. Our Multicultural Center offers our amazing resources for our students through our Ethnic Student Center, Women's Identity Resource Center, and our Queer Resource Center as well. Career services, other academic services, our Student Employment Office offer all those wonderful resources and services to our students. And many of our students do end up choosing to study abroad at Western. So this is a very popular program. Students are able to connect with an advisor from the Education Abroad office to help them find their program, make sure all their credits are going to transfer, answer all the questions that your parents have about you going abroad. So definitely a great opportunity to take advantage of.
Thank you so much, Tina. And it looks like we are running out of time, so I'm going to have to switch it over to our last institution. So Whitworth University, can you please join us?
Yes, hello everyone. My name is Tess Abbott, and very excited to be with you today and sort of round out this Washington University party we have going on here. I'm going to be talking with you about Whitworth, which is a small private school in Eastern Washington in the city of Spokane. So my colleague Eli from Gonzaga already talked a little bit about Spokane, but I could basically do an entire 6-minute presentation on it. So I'll tell you just a little bit more. It is the second largest city in Washington state, and it's a great sized city. I myself am from a pretty small town. I came to Spokane for school, and I felt like it was the perfect place to go after living in a small town for most of my life, because I wanted a little more opportunity than my area could offer. But I also knew I probably wasn't quite ready for Los Angeles, New York, even Seattle or Portland felt a little too big for me. So Spokane was a great size. We do have 4 beautiful seasons. You can probably see it is very sunny through my window right now. So we're having an awesome spring so far. If you're interested in outdoor recreation, the Pacific Northwest is a great place for you. I also am a bit of a foodie, and I can definitely recommend all of the restaurants in Spokane. And just generally the things that we have going on are great for young college students, young professionals, and families, all those things. Whitworth is a very mission-centered institution, so I always like to talk about our mission anytime I talk about Whitworth. Our mission is to provide our diverse student body an education of mind and heart, equipping graduates to honor God, follow Christ, and serve humanity. A bit wordy and a bit of a run-on sentence, as many mission statements are, so I'll pull out a couple key things. The first is that we do have a very diverse student body in many different ways: racial and ethnic backgrounds, cultural, religious, socioeconomic backgrounds. We also hope to provide you an education of mind. Of course, we are a higher education institution, but also an education of heart. We recognize you're coming to us at 17 or 18 years old and hopefully do not have it all figured out. And there might be some ups and downs and exciting things that happen outside of the classroom. And we want to support you in all of those things as well. And then finally, we hope to equip our graduates to honor God, follow Christ, and serve humanity. We are a Christian university, but we don't require Christian faith or any faith at all from our students. But we have some awesome opportunities if you are hoping to pursue your faith a little bit further while you're in college. Whitworth is definitely a small school. We have about 2,300 undergraduate students, and we love that. Your incoming class would probably be about 600 to 700 students each year. Of course, small school means small class sizes, and that really is the biggest benefit of a Whitworth education. It's also really benefited us this year. In the pandemic, we were able to bring our students back in person last fall, living in residence halls and taking classes in person. So we were so grateful to be able to do that. And we are absolutely planning for that this coming fall. So if you are hoping to learn in person, Whitworth is a great place for you. Small classes really translate into success for our students, especially when it comes to graduation time. As much as we love you, we do not think that you need to spend more than 4 years with us, because any additional year is additional tuition that you have to pay and lost potential income. So we really want to make sure you can do everything that you want to do, study away, double major, double minor, all of those things, and still finish in 4 years or less. Here is a big old list of all of our majors and programs. We are a small school, but we have over 100 majors and programs. So there is a lot to study. And this really shows the diversity of our students' interests as well. So every student that you meet on campus will probably have a unique combination of interests in academics, athletics, arts, whatever it might be. We really celebrate the diversity of the interests of our students. You can see here everything from accounting to writing, so many in between. Biology, health science, and nursing are always going to be popular for us. Spokane is definitely a healthcare hub for our area. We have 4 major hospitals where our students get some really great hands-on experience. We do have a nursing school with our friends at WSU and Eastern Washington. So if you're interested in nursing, Spokane is a great place for you. Education is a huge program for us, as well as business, psychology, all of those kind of classic liberal arts university majors. But you can see we have a lot going on, including a lot of pre-professional programs on the right-hand side. A lot of our students have success going on to graduate work and before they enter their field. Okay, outside of the classroom, there is a lot going on at Whitworth. We do have 10 residence halls. We require first and second year students to live on campus, which is such an awesome way to get to know people and feel connected to the community. Our residence halls are all unique. They have their own personalities and quirks. One is the original building that Whitworth was founded in and has cool lofted ceilings and funky layouts, and one is brand new with heated bathroom floors. So there's a whole range there. We have tons of student clubs. We offer intramurals. And as I mentioned before, outdoor recreation is huge for us in the Pacific Northwest. So if you like being outside, you should definitely come to Spokane. We do offer Division III athletics. We have 21 varsity sports teams. Our newest is women's lacrosse, pictured here. And we participate in the Northwest Conference with schools like Whitman, Willamette, George Fox, other Oregon and Washington schools. And not to brag, but kind of to brag, we have won 12 all sports trophies in our conference in consecutive years. So our teams are awesome. It's always a good time to be a pirate. We also offer great art, music, and theater programs. I think I saw a question in there about theater majors. Yes, you can major in these areas if you're hoping to be a professional, but you can also just continue in them if you have an interest as well as many other interests. And we offer scholarships in all 3 of these areas. Our application is still open on a case-by-case basis. It's free. We have an application on our website or the Common App. We've been test optional for over a decade and will continue to be. And recommendations are also optional. And we get you a decision within about 3 weeks, so you can really find out pretty quickly. If you have not already applied to Whitworth and you're thinking about doing it next year, these deadlines are relevant for you, but the main one to keep in mind is March 1st for our priority deadline, but earlier the better is always a good recommendation when it comes to applying to colleges. Some very brief financial aid facts for you. 100% of our incoming students are receiving financial aid from Whitworth. Last year, that was an average about $35,000 in scholarships and grants. Anytime we talk about money, of course, we want to be talking about the value of a bachelor's degree, which is very valuable, and especially one from Whitworth. We are so proud to have been ranked #3 best regional university value in the West, because that is what we hope you're getting from a Whitworth education. We are open for in-person visits at the moment, so if you want to come see campus, we really encourage it. We offer some travel grants to help you come to campus, and any student who will be entering in the coming fall that comes to visit can qualify for a $1,000 visit scholarship. Finally, here's my contact information. Again, my name is Tess. I'll drop it in the chat as well. I would love to answer any of your questions. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you, Tess. Folks, that brings us to our last presentation, but do not go anywhere because we are going to start a quick Q&A session. So I'd love to welcome back all of our panelists, and we will be going in the same order that we presented to answer these questions. So we'll start off with DigiPen Institute of Technology. And the question is, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process?
I would say it's really good to try to visit the colleges if you can before you visit, but if you cannot do that because of COVID this year, try to find a way to talk to current students, whether admissions can set you up with that, or to, sort of work through your social network, just because you want to hear more about the student experience and the student life through the eyes of people who are there right now.
Awesome. Thank you, Adele. Next up is Eastern Washington University.
Sorry. So my biggest advice that I like to give people in the college search process is really stepping on campus, getting a feel of what campus looks like, because a lot of the times you got to just like be here and take a tour and see what all the other students are like, and all the other types of things on campus to see if it's a good spot for you. So that's what I would say.
Awesome. Thank you, Kareem. Next up is Gonzaga University.
Yeah, I would say being able to visit is really important. Like my colleagues had said just before this, I think asking questions is really important. I think the college decision process, especially financial aid too, can be very confusing and intimidating. Don't hesitate to reach out and figure out who you need to talk to. Usually financial aid offices are very, very good to work with and very knowledgeable.
Good point, Eli. Thank you. Next up is Washington State University.
Yeah, I would echo what everyone else has said, but in addition to that, start early. It's never too early to start that search process, so you can start collecting those dates and deadlines so you're not missing those. Get those questions answered so you can have that list narrowed down and ready to go and relieve some stress from that senior year.
Yeah, thank you, Randy. Next up is going to be Western Washington University.
Yes, echoing my colleagues, but I also like to encourage prospective students to reach out to current students at the college or university and really pick their brain and hear from them directly about what their experience has been like on campus. They're a great resource.
Thank you, Tina. And then last up is going to be Whitworth University.
Yes, I'll go in a little different direction here, especially if you're a senior this year and trying to make your decision in the next couple of weeks. My recommendation is to focus on your own journey. I know sometimes there can be pressure from your peers, from your family, all of those things, maybe even a little bit of need for a brand name or the most impressive school. But what's most important is choosing the school that feels like the best fit for you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Tess. And it looks like we are out of time. We're at a minute left in the session. So I definitely want to take some time and really thank our panelists for being here and talking about all the fantastic things that their institutions have to offer, and our audience as well for really exploring the options that you have coming forward. With those last remarks, once you close this window, there's going to be a very quick 4-question survey, and we'd appreciate any feedback that you could provide for us. As I mentioned, there is more sessions to be offered, so don't forget to sign up for more. And in about a week, you can find the same recording at strivescan.com/SSDA. Thank you so much, everyone, and have a great evening, afternoon from wherever you're joining us.